A group of women marched through the streets of downtown Jackson this morning to unite the city in a peaceful rally. I was there for this unique event. Sunday, dozens of black women dressed in all white came together in an event called Sage the City. The group of women are coming together to try to change the negativity in our city and our country by providing positive and peaceful vibes.
We want to do our part as black women, as healers, to spiritually cleanse our space so that those in other positions that need to change legislations, change laws, are in a space that is clear to be able to do what they need to do.
Organizers say with life starting with the black woman, it is only right that women come together to try and heal our nation.
Everything starts with us. Life started with us. So before we can elevate and get to the next level, we're going to have to come back together as women, as mothers, as aunts, as cousins, as a community to ensure that the next generation is going to be straight.
The women marched through parts of downtown Jackson to spread their message of peace.
Not looting, not just protesting, not rioting, something that represents peace and that we really feel will make a change. We all believe that here. We all have the same mindset here, that what we're about to do is going to make a change.
Shalom, I give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakodash. I give double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstones, salutations to our sincere brothers pushing his word out across the four corners of the earth. As you can see from this previous video, down here based in Jackson, Mississippi, you had a bunch of so-called black women, mainly downtown Jackson, trying to sage the city. And one thing about sage, it's an aromatic plant that has a whole lot of healing properties. And one of the main things a lot of people use it for is to cleanse a room or a home or any type of space that you are in for like negative energy, negative vibes, negative vibration. So these so-called black women down here over the weekend, they was trying to sage the city in order to clear up the space so they can heal this place, America, pretty much, and uphold biblical prophecies. Whether they know it directly or indirectly, that's what they are doing. And most likely these women are into this religion called voodoo, which is very, very popular down here in the South. And that voodoo religion started in West Africa from our people. Then due to the transatlantic slave trade, when we got scattered across the four corners of the earth, a lot of our people started adopting the same ways of that voodoo religion into Haiti. And when we came here to North America, mainly New Orleans, a lot of our people started adopting the ways of voodoo as well. So all that is against the ways of Yahweh, Yahushua, because that involves witchcraft, sorcery, spirit possessions, all type of manner of wickedness on that left-hand side, which is something Yahweh, Yahushua doesn't want our people to be involved in. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans who compose of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And it's a law on that. This is Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter and the 10th verse. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. So all this is that left-hand side, that magic, the sorcery, the witchcraft. And right here it says a witch. And let's get the penalty for that. And this is Exodus, the 22nd chapter and the 18th verse. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So we know through the spirit that America is that ultimate witch, because it promotes left-hand symbolisms, it promotes witchcraft, it promotes sorcery, it promotes all type of wickedness. So that vibration of America has transferred on majority of our people, where they are following the ways of America. They are practicing all types of wayward doctrines and religions, and all of it goes against the ways of Yahweh, Yahushua, via the scriptures. So thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So America is the ultimate witch, and we already know through the spirit the end results of America, which is going down by nuclear fire and also by the chariots of Yahweh, Yahushua. So the ones of our people that are involved into all type of sorceries and being a wizard or enchanter and the observer of times, or into witchcraft on this left-hand side, you're going to suffer the same fate as America. And this is Jeremiah, the 51st chapter and the 7th verse. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. So another code name for America is Babylon. It has been a golden cup because America has an influence where it has all these other nations across the four corners of the earth pursue the ways of America. A lot of these old nations have left their old customs and now they are following the ways of America because that's that Babylonian wine or the philosophy of America's influence. So it's like a golden cup and all these nations are drinking out of that golden cup that made all the earth drunken with its philosophies and ideologies. The nations has drunken of her wine, and that's including 2/3 of the nation of Israel. They are likened unto these other nations, mainly Esau, who are the so-called Caucasian race today. Therefore, the nations are mad. So all these other nations are getting mad of the times we are in now because we are about to get ready to approach the economic collapse of America. So all those nations that came over here, they made a lot of money over here and sent it back to a lot of their family members in their homeland. So they're going to go back to their own land because it's not going to be any more money to be made here because that dollar is going to collapse soon. So all these nations are about to get ready to be mad. And that's the time frames that we are approaching. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How? For her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. So that balm is like a healing agent or an ointment. It's like a soothing or a comforting type of ointment. So with these so-called black women down here in Jackson trying to sage the city, whether they know it directly or indirectly, they are trying to heal America. Furthermore, they are trying to stop biblical prophecy. It says, take balm for her pain, if so, she may be healed. And we know through the spirit of Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai revealed the prophecies that's written in the scriptures, that America is not going to be healed. America is like that old sore. You keep putting a band-aid over it, but the blood just keeps screeching out of it. So that's synonymous how America is standing. It's not going to last for long. You cannot heal it because it was already set to rule for a appointed time, and Yahweh is going to take it down by his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. So take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. And let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaching unto heaven and is lifted even to the sky. So all these other nations are about to get ready to leave America and go back to their own lands. And the ones of those nations that are still here when those nuclear missiles hit, and also when the chariots of Yahweh Shai comes here, they're going to be part of that nuclear fire. And they're going to be part of that second death. But the ones of our people are caught up into the philosophy and the fashion of this world, they're going to be caught right up into this as well, because they are trying to heal Babylon. And as you saw from this previous video, one of those so-called black women said that they want to sage the city in order to get this negative energy out the city so certain legislations and laws can be passed here. So they are looking for equality. They are looking for a long stay here in America in their captivity. The scriptures say in Matthew the 24th chapter that the love of many shall wax cold. So it's going to be more negativity in this city. It's going to be more homicides and deaths, all type of anarchy here. As it says in Revelation the 18th chapter, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down. So just look how this place was so-called founded off of bloodshed, violence, and negativity. So it's going to be thrown down with bloodshed, violence, and negativity. That's a whole full spectrum, which is called balance according to the ways of Yahweh Shai. America's about to get its due justice very soon. The majority of our people have become institutionalized here in their captivity because majority of our people think how this system America runs and just how the customs and the different laws and stuff like that are practiced here, that they have become accustomed to it. They don't question it. So now majority of our people is like, well, this is life now. This is how life is going to be forever. So they have this case called institutionalized behavior. And that comes from generational wounds of slavery. That's that wound. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. So it's no different from a prisoner that's been in prison for a long period of time. And when he's so-called freed and released out to the real world, he doesn't know how to function or behave because he became institutionalized in that same type of behavior every day in prison. So it's no different from majority of our people in the land of their captivity. That's nothing but psychological damage done to majority of our people. That's why the scriptures say in the book of Isaiah, the 1st chapter, that the whole head is sick. We were in the same case as well. But this word cleansed us and we became a new creature in Yahweh Shai. We know through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, it's a such thing called reincarnation. And the ones of our people that want to stay here, they want to murmur about us bringing out the prophecies of Yahweh Shai coming back to destroy America. They want to follow the fashion of this world. Those are them same spirits that was back in ancient Egypt trying to uphold Egypt, was giving Moses and Aaron much hell in the wilderness. And this is 2nd Ezra, the 1st chapter and the 12th verse. Speak thou therefore unto them, saying, Thus said the Lord, I led you through the sea, and in the beginning gave you a large and a safe passage. I gave you Moses for a leader, and Aaron for a priest. I gave you light in a pillar of fire, and great wonders have I done among you. Yet have you forgotten me, said the Lord. And 2/3 of the nation of Israel has forgotten Yahweh Shai, because our people have forgotten the total purpose why they came here to America. Majority of our people have become complacent here. They are following the ways of Esau. So they're trying to accomplish this so-called American dream, which is an illusion. Verse 15, thus said the Almighty Lord, the quails were as a token to you. I gave you tents for your safeguard. Nevertheless, ye murmured there. So they was complaining, griping, and bitching pretty much about all the great miracles the Most High Yahweh was doing for us in the wilderness. Here he is, he just saved us from the Egyptians, and now you have majority of our people complaining and griping to Moses. Verse 16, and triumph not in my name for the destruction of your enemies, but ever to this day do you yet murmur. Verse 17, where are the benefits that I have done for you? When you were hungry and thirsty in the wilderness, did you not cry unto me? Saying, why hast thou brought us into this wilderness to kill us? A bunch of ungrateful niggas. It had been better for us to have served the Egyptians than to die in this wilderness. So these are those same spirits of our people that want to walk down and go into Egypt. They are comfortable here. No matter where we tell them a better solution for our people, we're going to have our own kingdom, our own dominion, our own sovereignty, where these other nations are going to be under subjection under us. They want to stay here in Egypt. They want to stay here in America. And this is Numbers 11 chapter and the 4th verse. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting. And this is back in ancient Egypt. That mixed multitude is talking about these Egyptians that was along with our people when we left Egypt. So when it says fell a lusting, that was probably into the ears of majority of our people speaking those wayward doctrines and philosophies. And a lot of our people was listening to that. So they wanted to go right back to Egypt where we was just enslaved. And the children of Israel also wept again and said, who should give us flesh to eat? So here they go again, griping and complaining. Verse 5, we remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. So fast forward to nowadays, here we are, the prophets of Yahweh Shai, forewarning our people the downfall of America and the upbringing of the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be ruled by the Israelites. So these same spirits back aforetime in ancient Egypt that was complaining, griping, and moaning to Moses and Aaron are back here today. Now they're saying, we remember how good America was. We remember how good the jobs were here. The retirement plan, the 401k, the stimulus check, Social Security, all the governmental aid, happy hour, sporting events, the holidays, and the list goes on. So these have to be those same spirits coming back, fulfilling their lot what they did aforetime. Nothing is new under the sun. As it says in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Because those gifts that Esau gave to majority of our people, it has destroyed their hearts. So what's the solution for the majority of our people that are in that type of mindset? They want to walk down, go into Egypt. They want to complain and murmur when we speaking about a kingdom of heaven where they're going to be in rulership as well. They're going to be wealthy. They are going to be in the right spirit. So they have to be purged and cleansed on this side. And that's by two different cleansing agents. This is Isaiah 14:22. For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord. Verse 23. I will also make it a possession for the bitter, and a bitter is a large marsh bird. That's why it says that once those nuclear missiles hit America, that this place is going to be dwelling with nothing but doleful creatures, desert-like animals. because America would be laid desolate and would be a large desert. And pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said the Lord of hosts. That besom of destruction is talking about those ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Whereas that nuclear wind coming from those missiles is going to sweep everything in its path, whether it be buildings, bridges, vehicles, people, animals. It doesn't matter what's in its path. As it says in the book of Hebrews, that our power is a consuming fire. So the Most High Spirit is going to be inside those nuclear missiles as well. So that's that besom of destruction, and it's going to sweep away 2/3 of the nation of Israel that wants to stay here in America, clinging on to Egypt, murmuring about the prophets speaking about a better outcome for them. So they had to be swept away. And that second cleansing agent leads me to Zechariah, the 5th chapter, and the 1st verse. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And this is referring to the chariots of Yahweh Yahushua, where the common people call them UFOs. Verse 2, and he said to me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Verse 3, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. So upon 2/3 of the nation of Israel, all these other nations, including the Edomites, it's going to be a curse upon them. But as the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, that's going to be our blessing. That's going to be our ticket up out of our captivity. So that's what we're banking on through the spirit of Yahweh Yahushua. This place has to be destroyed in order for us to enjoy the kingdom of heaven. So this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, that massive chariot that's mentioned in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. And Yahushua, our big brother, the savior of the nation of Israel, he's going to be standing upon it. For everyone that stealeth should be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth should be cut off, as on that side according to it. And last but not least, this is Jeremiah, the 33rd chapter, and the 6th verse. Behold, I will bring it health and cure, and I will cure them, and will reveal unto them the abundance of peace and truth. As the hopeful elect, we are already cured by having to understand this word. But that overall health and cure is going to be when we change and get those new bodies, Lord willing, when we arrive in those chariots. As it says in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, we should be changed, roughly paraphrasing. That's by us leaving these chains of darkness, these bodies that we are currently in, and Abba Ratazat receiving those extraterrestrial bodies. Nothing but pure spiritual power when we get beamed up in those chariots. And that spiritual remedy that only can provide that health and cure to the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect, is only talking about Yahushua. That's why one of his titles is known as Shiloh, which means peaceful one. And that's why it says, and will reveal unto them the abundance of peace and truth. Verse 7, and I will cause the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel to return. So that's the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom coming back as one again. As it says in Amos, the 9th chapter, that I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up its ruins. So that's why you see so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans are coming back together as one in the spirit of Yahweh Yahushua. That's Yahweh Yahushua closing those breaches thereof. So that's the house of David being built. And it says, verse 7, and I will cause the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel to return, and will build them as at the first. Verse 8, and I will cleanse them from all their iniquity. So these so-called black women walking around here trying to sage the city, that's not going to be enough to cleanse our people from their iniquity. Only Yahushua has that divine power to be able to do so. And it says, and I will cleanse them from all their iniquity. And that links right up with Micah, the 7th chapter, how it says the Most High, he's going to throw all the sins of our people into the depths of the sea, whereby they have sinned against me, and I will pardon all their iniquities. So when you pardon something, that's going to forgiveness, remission, mercy. And that's the importance of Yahushua coming back on this earth to die on the cross for the nation of Israel and to marry them right back to the Most High Yahweh. So Yahushua is our spiritual Bell's bondsman. He's going to release us out this prison term we were in, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel. whereby they have sinned against me, and I will pardon all their iniquities, whereby they have sinned and whereby they have transgressed against me. So that concludes the lesson, as it also says that the strength of Pharaoh should be your shame. So that's why majority of our people are going to be in that pitiful case, because they have abused the ways of Yahweh Shai by not seeking his prophets out there when they had a given opportunity to do so. So Yahweh Shai is that spiritual sage that's going to bring health and cure and reveal unto them the abundance of peace and truth unto the nation of Israel. Not no so-called black women running around being voodoo priestess trying to sage the city. And with that, I hope you all was edified. Shalom.